One of the very few people who actually get up at the same time of morning that we do. So rain or shine. I thought it maybe just when you're writing you get out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. But is it every single day?
It is every day. I got out of bed at 4 o'clock this morning. Yeah,
Which is great, but why?
Well, that was jet lag, but that
but why do you do that on days that you're not?
Well, I work pretty much every day. If I'm not writing, I'm researching or I'm reading. And trying to just, fill my head with new ideas.
Do you find that those early hours of the morning are particularly a productive time for you?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, when you're up at 4 a.m., as you know, there's nobody to talk to. You're not getting email, the phone's not ringing. And for me, I think there's a very close tie between the dream state, when your mind is sort of creating things out of nothing, and the writing state, when your mind is creating something out of...
Do you dream plots? Do you get
Of course.
plots? Do you really?
Without a doubt. Absolutely.
And that's a sort of muscle, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
If your mind gets used to the idea and you get used to the idea of picking those ideas out of your
The subconscious is very, very powerful. And if I'm, usually before I fall asleep, I will think of the scene that I'm writing the next day. And maybe think of some of the challenges with it, what point of view to tell it from, what I'm going to conceal. And, sometimes I'll wake up with a fresh outlook just because my
Notebook
subconscious...
by the bed?
Of course.
And is there part of this book, The Inferno, that you dreamt and woke up and scribbled down?
You know what's funny? I did, because I read so many different translations of The Inferno and became so involved in it, I did have some very unpleasant dreams. I mean, it's a terrifying landscape that Dante paints. And it's funny, the idea of having Langdon wakes up to a nightmare in the opening scenes of this novel. That came out of my waking up with a nightmare.
Yeah.
One thing you have been picked up by critics for is product placement. Now, which is always an interesting thing for authors, because you've got to write about things that people believe in, but do you have to put the brand names in? So what is your view on that?
I don't take product placement. I've been offered. I never take product placement. I mean, I love Apple
When
Computer.
You say you don't take it, you mean you don't take money for putting a brand name in your novel?
No.
Okay.
I feel like brand is such a part of our lives, and that it says something about a character or a scene to be specific. And I grew up learning to write in specifics. And oftentimes, a brand is as specific as you can get. And I just feel like it brings a level of reality.
Well, there's a certain tweed manufacturer who's very grateful to you for
Harris
that.
Tweed sends me a jacket every year. I love those guys. They make the finest jackets in the world. And
which Susanna would say, other brands of tweed are also available.
Exactly.
It's been the BBC.
And just finally, you like to keep fit, you like to go running, you like to do other activities, takes you away from the desk.
Yes.
But do you still hang upside down when you get writer's block?
A lot has been made of me hanging upside down.
We like the idea of you hanging upside down.
Apparently a lot of people do.
Block.
I do. I hang upside down. I started a long time ago, writing Da Vinci Code.
Blood to the head.
It oxygenates your brain. It lets you see the world in a new way.
And helps you cope with the critics.
Well, that too.
We should all try that. Okay, Dan, thanks very much.
Our pleasure.
The new book, Inferno, is